Hello, welcome back to Big Fish Little Fish Aquatics. So today I'm actually going to share with you my new fish room, and this has been a real mammoth task, at least it feels for me. This started back probably early summer this year, and it's been a real case of having to tear my garden apart essentially to build this building. And I've had the ground taken up, I've had holes all the way through my garden connecting up to my house just so I can get some water, electrics and mains pipes in there. It's been going on for a very long time now, but I'm pleased to say that it's almost ready. I'm in the building, I'm using the building, you can see the electrics are working, I've got my water working. I've been testing my RO out over the past couple of weeks just to make sure that works correctly, just to see whether I need to make any adjustments to that, and I'll have an update specifically on RO as an individual video later on. And yeah, I'm just waiting now for some aquariums to turn up, and hopefully they'll be here within the next few days, so I can now start to transition my fish from inside the house into the cabin. Now what I want to do is I'm just going to really give you a quick whistle stop tour around how everything's looking, what I'm thinking of doing, you know, where I'm going to put my fish, and I'll give you a quick update on my fish while I do that as well. So let's just do this. Alrighty, so now the first stop in the cabin is this empty space, and essentially what this empty space is for my current rack of three grow out aquariums, which is currently housing my Blue Dream shrimp, and they are all doing fantastic, to the point that they're starting to look really spectacular now. Their colony's really growing well. I have had to pull out some culls, obviously, because they've like muddied the line and things like that, but they're really looking good. And once I get them out here, I'll be able to really use my camera to get in and actually show more footage of the shrimp. At the moment I'm kind of restricted to showing the front of the aquariums. And also on that rack is my celestial Pildanios, and I was using that as their breeding tank and their grow out tank. And currently I've just got my adults now. I've shut down breeding, but they've been doing really well. I've been feeding them up. The females are all looking nice and plump, filled with eggs. So once I'm back out here again and I've got all these tanks set up, I'll start looking at re-kicking off my breeding program with my celestial Pildanios. And in the middle tank, which was the house of my fry for celestial Pildanios, is actually a strain of Loricariidae catfish, L471, and we'll come on to those in just a moment. But essentially this is where that rack is going to go, and it's got my tortoise in it, and there's this is a just a piece of lino just to protect the floor, the wood floor of the cabin itself, and so that you won't see that when it's actually in here, but that's why that's what that is. Alrighty, so the next rack, this is a 2-tier rack. So these racks I've actually bought from a company called G-Rack in the UK. I don't know whether they're overseas or not, but essentially it's just a metal rack, and the tiers are actually capable of holding up to 265 kilograms. So that's way more than the weight of the aquariums which I'm going to be putting on here. And they're boltless, so you just essentially tap them in to the tier level that you want them to be at. This is a 2-tier rack, so we've got underneath is where I'm going to be housing my RO units, and you'll probably see just here I've got external canister filters, so they will be going in these little gaps back here, and I might have to work a few things out and move some of the canisters around. But essentially I'm going to be putting on this bottom rack my zebra plecos, and they are doing absolutely brilliant. They're really putting on size now. They're still sticking together a bit, so that says to me that they're potentially not quite as mature as I'd hoped at this point. They've probably got another 6 months to maybe just over a year to go, but they've been doing really well. They're eating lots of different types of food, and when I actually move them out here, I'll do a real good update on each individual fish as I'm pulling them out. But for now, all you need to know is that they're doing really good, and they'll be coming out here hopefully, so I can really kick off a breeding program with them within the next coming year, and we can start to get their fry to grow out. And so directly above, so sorry, you're going to have to excuse all of this. So this is just all of the equipment. I've just got nowhere to put it at the moment. So this is all of the equipment for the actual aquariums once they actually arrive, which should be in the next few days. So on the top tier, which has got currently loads of sponge filters on there, this is where my Owl 471 dwarf snowball plecos. Now these are really cool fish, and I've had them for quite a while now, probably since August, where I've just been growing them out in one of the middle tanks which I mentioned earlier, and they're just such a really nice looking fish, and I probably won't be able to get great footage of them at the moment because they haven't even got a light on their tank at the moment. They just take the light from the other aquariums. But once they're moved out here, I'll be able to really show you how cool these fish are. And again, I've got a nice group of them. They're not mature yet in terms of being ready to breed, but I'm hoping that within the next few months I should start getting some action from them. I've definitely got a good mix of male and female of the group. So yeah, once they're out here again, I'll give you a nice update on them. But that's what's going to be going on this rack here. So now we've got the next, it's another 2-tier rack here again. So on the bottom shelf is where I'm going to be placing my goldfish. So I've currently got a common fantail, and then I've got my little golden ranchu, and they're actually living with a female bristlenose pleco. They're just going to be coming out here, and there's not really too much to report on them. They're doing really well. I've had no problems with them. They're just eating really well. They're all getting along fine. So yeah, the goldfish will be coming out, and once again, like with my other fish, I'll give a nice update once I actually move them out and get them settled in. So on the top tier, now this is where I'm going to be putting another Loricariidae catfish. If you haven't guessed from my logo of my channel or read my description, then you will know by now that I am very fond of my Loricariidae catfish. So there's going to be another breeding group hopefully being going up here. I haven't decided on the species yet. So if you have any ideas of or any recommendations of catfish that you would keep, just remember to keep them relatively small. So something like a Hypan cistrus or Pecoltia, something like that. These tanks will be just shy of 40 US gallons in terms of capacity, so I won't be able to keep anything too crazy like a Titanic pleco or a cactus pleco or anything like that. So if you do give recommendations, then try and keep them quite small. And then we've got the final rack. So this is a 3-tier rack, and essentially the purpose of this rack is a grow out / quarantine aquarium system. So essentially they're going to be half of the 2-tier rack aquarium sizes. So there'll be 6 aquariums on this rack, and I'm thinking I will probably keep a tank spare from being part of the breeding programs that I'm trying to set up, and I'll probably have one tank just like a cool fish that I want to keep, which I can share with you guys here. And likewise for the same for the middle tank, which is going on the small rack which I mentioned earlier, which has currently got the grow out plecos in, but a small fish in there which I just really want to keep to show off here on YouTube. But essentially, yeah, there'll be 6 aquariums. I'll be keeping at least 4 aquariums spare for grow out and quarantine. I don't imagine that there'll ever be that many plecos being produced at once to take up more than that, but you never know, might need all 6. But as it stands right now, I'm thinking that I'm going to have 4 aquariums to grow out, and then 2 for me to just dabble with some other species of fish and not worry about breeding them so much. So there's probably a couple of fish that if you've been watching my channel for a while now, you'll probably notice have been missing, and that's my clownfish. Don't worry, they've not gone anywhere. They just won't be coming out here, at least for the first year, while I'm just getting to grips with understanding how the temperature and everything's going to work in this cabin. The cabin is fully insulated. I'm not expecting there to be any major problems, but just to be on the safe side, what I'm going to do with my clownfish is they're going to get upgraded from their current about 17 US gallon aquarium, and they're going into the Zebra Pleco's kind of grow out aquarium, which is a 30 gallon aquarium. So they'll be moving out into that aquarium, so they'll be doubling up. They're doing really good, I have been struggling lately with, it seems like some kind of cyanobacteria or diatomalgae in the actual aquarium itself. I think that's because of lighting. I've just been playing around with it lately, and it seems to be dying back a little bit. So they'll be moving out into that aquarium, and I'll be able to share with you some more corals and things like that. I'm not planning to get any more fish in with them. They're doing just fine by themselves. I don't really want to mix anything with them. So it'll probably be some corals and things like that, so I can really start to dip my toes more into the saltwater world and share with you guys what that all looks like and how that all works, at least from my perspective. And if you haven't noticed, I'm wearing my new Christmas merchandise, and I've also got my Blue Dream Shrimp Christmas t-shirt as well. So if you'd like to pick up any one of these t-shirts, you can get hold of them, and they're going to be available just for a limited time, rolling up to the Christmas season, well, Christmas Day should I say. So they're just a little bit of fun, which we've had drawn up. They're custom for Big Fish Little Fish Aquatics, so feel free to go ahead over to my Teespring and pick some up if you would like to support the channel. And I just want to say a real big thank you to everyone who has been subscribing to the channel so far and has been watching my videos. It really is appreciated. I think I looked this morning, I was very close to 900 subscribers. So thank you very much everyone who's been so loyal and subscribed from the very beginning, and also to any of my new subscribers as well. Really is appreciated, and I hope you are going to enjoy all of the videos that I've got planned over the next few weeks and coming years. Yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you all in the next one.